Good morning, everybody. Hey, I just have to let you know I am recording this on Thursday, and it's gorgeous out. Blue sky. Just look at that. Blue sky everywhere you look. And it's about 20 degrees cooler now than it was yesterday at this time, because we had a cold front come through. And with a cold front, what do you often have, especially if it's been hot and humid? You have thunderstorms. Well, we escaped most of the thunderstorms up here, but we did have one come through right about 9 o'clock, just barely skirted us, but we didn't have the wind and the lightning that a lot of folks had in the southern tier and in central New York. But we had a boatload of rain in about 10 minutes, and it just poured. It came down in buckets full. So that kind of reminded me, and I wanted to go back and look at what we had and what we talked about on Monday, our psalm coming up for this week, Psalm 29, which is one of those, it's a hymn of praise. It's an enthronement psalm. It's saying that God, Yahweh, is our King. I wanted to take another look at that psalm because, well, not only did the storm remind me of it, but there were a few things in there that kind of are helpful when you're looking at the Psalms. And sometimes what you really need to do is buy a really good commentary, especially if you want to dig deep into any one book in particular. And there's a few of them out there, and I can always let you in on what they are and how you could look them up and possibly buy them. And when it comes to the Psalms, you really do. There's things in here, and I just wanted to point out a few little tidbits that help you to understand what's going on in this psalm and really make it come alive for you. So often there's things in there that just don't make any sense to us. We read right past them. But in the day when this was used in worship, it was packed full of meaning for the people. And it still can be for us today. So just to get going with, just the way it starts, ascribe to the Lord. 3 times it says, ascribe, ascribe, ascribe. What does that mean? It means give to the Lord what belongs to the Lord. Is give him honor and acknowledge that he is strong and he's mighty. And because all that, then you bow down and worship. Okay? So it starts out that way. But the other thing is, if some of you might have a Bible, then you look and that word Lord is all in capital letters. When you're reading the Older Testament, that is a clue that that word is Yahweh. And remember, for the Jewish people, you didn't want to say God's name. It's too holy to even be on your sinful lips. Hey, which was part of our text from Isaiah. Remember, the prophet Isaiah said, oh, my lips are so sinful, and God takes a coal, the seraph does, and puts it right on his lips and says, all cleaned up now, all burn away, all that sin. Right. So if you see it all in caps, Lord, that's Yahweh. All right? Now, then you have the sevenfold voice of the Lord. 7 is the number of wholeness in Hebrew. So for us, it's just a repetitious thing. The voice of the Lord, the voice of the Lord. For them, hey, this means completeness, wholeness, perfection. God's voice is perfect. And it's his voice that brought about creation. Remember? He spoke and it happened. Couple just a little things here that might be helpful. It talks about the voice of the Lord breaking the cedars. You might have a cedar closet or a cedar chest, but maybe that's all you know about cedars. Well, hey, wait a minute. Cedars were these huge, monstrous trees that grew up in the mountains of Lebanon, and they could be 8-foot diameter at their base. They were monstrous, and they were plentiful there, not down in the other parts of Judea, but right there. They would be used for huge temple structures that possibly weren't made with brick or stone, but with these mighty cedars. So keep that in mind. These are gigundous trees that are just stately and strong and powerful. And the voice of the Lord breaks those cedars Whoa. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf. Skip like, can you, skipping around, can you imagine all these trees just kind of dancing around and skipping around? These trees that are so sturdy and stalwart and going upwards. Yeah, that's how powerful the Lord is. And Sirion, like a young wild ox. Well, Sirion, what's that? Sirion is the name for Mount Hermon, for the people who lived up north. Mount Hermon, that is where the Jordan River starts. That's a high mountain, lots of snow up there. As that snow melts continuously, it feeds into the Jordan River that goes southward. The voice of the Lord flashes forth flames of fire. It shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. Again, this is all way to the north regions of Israel. Why is that important? It's because this entire psalm is directed against the god Baal, the Canaanite god Baal, who was often called the rider of the storm. And he would be depicted with a lightning rod in his hand, getting ready to zap people. What this psalm is declaring is, it's not Baal who's powerful. It's not Baal who is God of the storm. It's Yahweh, that who is all powerful. That is who you bow down and worship to, not Baal, not Baal. And it ends there to say, the Lord sits enthroned now over the flood, this massive flood that his storm has brought through. The Lord sits enthroned as king forever. May the Lord give strength to his people. This is his blessing. And may he bless his people with peace. And that word peace is shalom. A big time important word all through the Older Testament. You're going to see it time and time again. It means healing, wholeness, everything that you would want as a human being created in the image of God. So take a second look at Psalm 29, especially after we've been through some of these thunderstorms the last day or so, and realize that for the people who are singing this psalm in worship, and how do we know? Because, well, in verse 2, we were saying, worship the Lord in holy splendor. What's holy splendor? That means you were all decked out. Probably have all these priests walking into the temple, maybe swinging incense and stuff like that. You don't know what all is going on, but it's a big deal. This is a huge deal when you finally realize who is our King, who is the Lord. The Lord is Yahweh. So just realize it's not those other gods that those other people worship. It is our God, Yahweh. Well, God's blessings be with you. Enjoy this nice, warm, sunny, beautiful day. I know my chickens that are kind of running around behind me, I don't know where they're at now. They were here a second ago, but they're enjoying the sunny warmth, and hopefully you are too where you are. Blessings be with you.